Hello. So this reading, I am doing a reading for the entire year of 2024. So we're going to do one card per month, see what comes through. I've asked for global events for 2024. So we'll see what happens. We might get that, we might not. It's one of my readings, so who knows. So the deck I'm using is the Shaman's Oracle. Okay. So, starting with January, we have Shaman of Tradition. Hope you can see it clearly. Seems to be a little out of focus today. Anyway, let's see what we got. So right off, I'm getting chaos and conflict. Light against dark. So it does seem to be a thing of good forces trying to overcome negative forces. Positive against negative. Oh, I'm really sorry. There seems to be bloodshed, but I mean, this human behavior in general, right? Well, yeah, there's always war going on somewhere on the planet, it seems. Anyway, sorry. So there's a little bit of. I'll bring the card up closer. Sorry. So we've got the light trying to overpower the dark, okay, but there's this little bit of green, greeny blue coming up from the bottom, and that is hope. And so the hope combined with the good forces look like they are going to overpower and overshadow the negative forces. Okay? So whoever is doing negative actions, whoever is the one causing the most harm, it looks like they're going to be overtaken. So I think there's going to be like a glimpse of this in January. I think the conflict's still going to be going on, but I think the tide's going to turn. We're going to see more positive things starting to brew from that, starting to come from that, right? Where the people that are, um, you know, protesting wars and against all this negative stuff and against the fighting, that it's going to start to lean towards that way more. And I think we're going to see that in January. Okay, Spirit just said to cut me off and go to the next card. So, so for February, we have Ancestor of Protection. Yeah, bring that closer. So, in the picture, it looks like bears to me, running. So I'm getting a sense of abandonment, running away. So this could be coming from the conflicts in January. This could be, victims or the general population of an area maybe that's under attack, fleeing, trying to get out of there. So maybe there's more emphasis on refugees, on immigrants, that type of thing happening in February. Whoops, sorry. Um, yeah, that seems to be. So maybe there'll be more news stories or something about refugees and immigrants, or I'm not getting a sense of anything negative, just the sense of fleeing, of needing to get away, of running away, trying to escape negative, horrible, horror-filled things in February. So again, This is global, so this could happen in a completely different part of the world than where you're at. So please don't take this as a personal reading. That's not what I meant to be doing. I'm just trying to get a look at the global outcome, or what's expected in 2024. So from what I understand, it's based on the karma that the collective karma of every single living being on the planet currently. Okay, so this is the outcome that right now, how it stands, this is most likely what's going to happen. So things can change if enough people are causing and creating change, then things can change, okay? But this is the most likely outcome for 2024. Okay, so we have March, Hunter of Mysteries. So there's a feeling of isolation here. This does feel like one person in particular. One person who's going to kind of stand out, I think, through their actions. So I think this person is probably going to be in the news in March. So, sorry, this does seem kind of negative, but yeah, that tends to be the news in the world anyway. To me, it almost looks like he's holding a hammer. There's a feeling of here that he's done damage, he's done harm, and I know I'm saying he, so most likely that's like, it feels like masculine energy. This individual is either going to be caught and then isolated, or he's isolating himself to not get caught. I don't think he's going to get away with what it is he's doing. He might be claiming innocence. It doesn't seem like he's innocent, though. So so it's like the one individual right here, and then I've got, like, there's another person here, another person over here. Oops, sorry, I went over it. Over here, right? And so there's things lurking in the background. So this is witnesses or police. He's not going to get away with what he's doing. But he's coming through very prominent. It does feel like it's an individual. Okay, Spirit said to move on to the next card. So for April, we have Spirit of Destruction. So what I'm seeing is the white, it's like a white figure who is leaping over or jumping over something. It could be danger because there's a lot of red in the card. And again, every reading, every card will have a completely different message from Spirit for me. So it doesn't always mean this. But so there does seem to be danger in the background, danger underneath them, and they're leaping over it. They're getting free from it. They're getting removed from it. And there's almost a feeling of like an angelic force here helping. This feels like it's more than one person. So this could be a group of people. but they're going to escape from danger. Yeah, it's almost like there's an angelic interference or force of some kind, which, could be humans doing the right thing to help. It could be angelic as well, right? So there can be multiple meanings for that, but it's like a higher good, a higher force helping these people who are in dire need to get the help that they require. Okay, Spirit said to move on. So we have May next. And we have Dancer of Fear. Wow. I don't think I've done a reading this negative before. And from what I understand, things are supposed to be getting better. So, this could just be, the it's darkest before the dawn type of thing that's going on here. Because honestly, I've never had a reading this negative. So this seems like someone is going to get shot. Somebody prominent, famous. It feels political. I can't say for sure. It feels political. It's going to be a surprise and a shock. It feels like an assassination attempt. So I'm not sure if they will succeed or not. I'm not getting the outcome, just that someone is going to be shot. But it seems like it's totally unexpected. And it feels very political. Like the person that gets shot may be a politician. It could be political reasons why this person is being shot. But it does feel like this is a prominent person. It's not like, just the average person walking down the street. This feels like someone who has like some sort of notoriety, fame attached to them. Okay, Spirit said to move on. So then we've got June, if I can get the card in. Ancestor of Guidance. Okay, this one has a better feeling to it, so here's hoping. Sorry. Yeah, there's power here. Okay, but it's real power. It's not fake power. So fake power is someone who wants to have control over others. Real power is someone who is reducing the suffering of others, is helping others. So it feels like real power coming through in June. And it feels like it's going to come through in a rather impressive way. Yeah, I'm hearing from Spirit saying enough is enough. So I think the people who know what real power is, the ability to help others and to ease their suffering. The people that know what real power is is there it's like they're gathering in numbers and strength. And enough is enough. They've had it with the backwards living people, the people that are after that want to be a millionaire, that want to be famous, that want fake power, that are greedy and selfish, and they live completely backwards. Their lifestyle, their ethics are completely backwards to what is actually um, important. They're doing things that are just causing harm to themselves, everybody else around them. And so the people that want to, do good, help everybody, and get everyone to realize, it's time to wake up. They're gathering strength. They're gaining strength. And so I think there's some sort of powerful influence here from that group of people. They're gathering. They're getting stronger. They're getting together. They're seeing through the fake people, the people that talk a good game, but they're totally backwards people that just are con artists, right? They're getting pushed to the side. So the actual true people who know what real power is, who understand the real purpose of life, they're getting stronger. They're growing in strength and numbers, and that's what's happening in June. So there hopefully will be something that will let us know, perhaps in the public, perhaps on social media, maybe in mainstream media, but I doubt that, because mainstream media is totally backwards. So I don't think they'd be doing this anyway. It looks like that's starting to gain real momentum, real numbers. Okay, Dancer of Life for July. So there's some sort of celebration here. So that's all right. Yeah, honestly, this feels like global celebration. It could be tied in with the previous card, right? Where the people around the planet that know what real power is, that understand that nothing's more important in life than making spiritual progress, not causing any harm. Those people are growing in numbers and strength. So there seems to be some sort of celebration, but perhaps this could be the end of a conflict. This could be the end of a war, that one of the wars that are happening in the world. There's some sort of celebration here. And it's almost like a sigh of relief along with it. And a lot of hope that things are getting better. Because like the backwards people are really scrambling right now. They are really, 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 really scrambling. Like they're desperate because they know change is coming. They know that they're not going to have their fake power for much longer. They know they're not going to be able to continue to live the way they are, and they're in a complete sheer panic. So that's good that things are going to be improving, it looks like. Anyway, for June and July. Hopefully it continues. But okay, so August we have Ancestor of Boundaries. I'm hearing the word watchdog with this. I'm hearing the word council. So this is almost like, it feels almost like a world council type of thing. That could just be in the beginning stages, could be, manifesting in the minds of people, but it's like a global council watchdog, because it's the corrupt politicians and the backwards living people that are sort of running things in the world and destroying the planet and destroying each other all over ridiculous things like greed. And this almost feels like a completely separate council formed by the good people to watch over the backwards people, if that makes sense. So it feels like this is what's happening. And we might not hear of this if it's just starting. And it could be because of what the real power people in June, whatever they do, perhaps this is going to be starting. Because there has to be change with the humans. The majority, or the people in charge, the Western civilization, would it's completely destructive and backwards and ignorant. Just they have complete ignorance of everything that's actually important. So yeah, this feels like a council, a world council that is being started. It could just be in the very beginning stages of trying to get that together, organizing that, figuring out how to do it so that it's going to maintain its integrity. Okay, so we've got September next, and the card we have here is Shaman of Sorrows. So September. Oh, I can bring that down. Okay. So I think there's going to be a mourning for the loss in the past. I don't think something's going to happen in September that's going to cause this. This feels like mourning for something that has happened in the past. Yeah, there's a feeling of attachment here, of not being able to let go of the stuff from the past. I'm not saying, not like it's not good to remember. Like, history is very important. It's important to learn history so that things don't get repeated, but things almost always seem to get repeated. It seems to be human nature. But letting go in that, you're not stuck in a rut, stuck without being able to move on from it. It has that kind of feeling to it. And it feels like there's going to be problems arising from that. The because there's such great attachment to it, it feels as though someone or some people are going to cause or create new issues arising from the old issues because of their inability to let go of those old issues. Because a lot of times, is you'll find, like the great grandkids are fighting the same thing that their great-grandparents had fought originally, because it's passed down from generation to generation. No one's going to let it go. And yet it doesn't apply for the great-grandkids. It was an issue from the great-grandparents, right? But because they're not able to let it go, the great-grandkids make new issues, start new fights, start new problems, right? It has that kind of feeling to it. I hope that makes sense. It's just it's that inability to let things lie in the past, to try to make amends, try to find forgiveness, trying to improve things and make them better from the historical thing that happened. But instead, it's like they want to rehash it, bring it all up, and start all the aggravation and the fighting again. Yeah. Okay, so the next card we have for October is Shaman of Birth. So in this, I'm getting like there's darkness overhead, there's darkness underneath, and yet the people are trying to stay in the light. They're trying to repel the darkness. And again, remember, these are global events, so I don't know where in the world these things would be happening. It's a fight for the light. It's a fight for the good, for righteousness, for positive living, positive being, healing, helping, and trying to repel all those sins or vices or, negative ways of living and being. But it does feel like there's more of a focus on the good people and what they're trying to do. The positive people, the healers. There seems to be a bit more of a focus on them and what they have to offer, what they're bringing to the table type of idea. So it does feel as though the light is starting to saturate the darkness somewhat. It's getting in and dispelling the darkness. So perhaps those people that sort of just live neutrally, or just they don't really think about things, they just live their life. Because there's lots of people who just get up, go to work, come home, watch TV, get up, go to work, come home, watch TV. You know what I mean? Like, just they're not really doing much, so they're rather kind of neutral the way they live. Maybe they're going to start to get turned towards the light as well, which would be good. Okay, so Spirit said to move on. The next card we have here for November is Spirit of Wisdom, which always looks like a lobster to me. I don't know, are lobsters wise? I have no idea. Anyway, sorry. It has nothing to do with the reading. It's just me being weird. Okay. Sorry, I'm strange. So I'm hearing like, and I'm seeing, I'll bring it up so you can see it. There's like a pattern of little marks in the rock. So that seems like gunfire to me. You know, I can't do a machine gun sound, so I'm just doing the there's some sort of gunfire going on here. You know, I'm seeing like banners. Like the vision I'm getting is like a stick with a flag, like a big, like a branch, not really like a stick, but a branch. Someone's holding up a branch. They've, you know, like a big solid branch. They've cut all the small branches off and they've got their own flag on it, waving it around. This is what I'm seeing. And so that can come through in a variety of ways. So maybe there's going to be a protest and there's going to be gunfire. Maybe someone's going to be against the protesters. That is one possibility. Yeah, I'm getting there's some kind of deception going on here. So, like another way that that could be interpreted is somebody like waving a white flag and it's oversized, it's really big, but that could be the deception in that they're calling for a truce or they're waving the white flag, right? And it's oversized because it's a lie that they're telling, that they don't really want the truce. They don't really want to surrender. They don't really want to you know, wave a white flag. So it's like, you know, they're over the top acting kind of thing, but it's a ruse, it's a deception. It's almost like waving this huge white flag, and then when whoever it is, the enemy, whatever, gets close enough, then they're gonna gun them down. It could be something like that that's going to happen. Yeah, okay. Spirit said to move on. So, and again, I don't know where in the world these things are taking place. I'm not getting that information. Okay, so the next card is Dancer of Promise. Yeah, there's a scattering of energy here. There's a scattering of people and the way they're reacting to an event. Yeah, I'm sorry, this is such a negative reading, and I had not expected this to be so negative. I was really hoping things are going to get better, but as I said, it could perhaps be, you know, it's darkest before the dawn. This feels like an explosion and then the scattering of people running away from the scene, running to safety. I'm trying to see if I can get information of where. It feels like Europe, but I could be wrong. But it feels like something in Europe. And it's not necessarily like a terrorist attack. It might not even be a bomb, right? It could just be an explosion, like it could be a gas leak, or it could be, you know, even like a building falling down or something like that, you know, and then the running off. And so I'm getting explosion, but like a building, you know, crumbling or something could be seen that way, I suppose. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm really sorry this reading is so negative. But Spirit and I, like, if like to say that if when things come through in readings that are negative, it's not that we're trying to put fear into people. We're not trying to upset people. We're trying to help you prepare for these things so that, you keep sending love out, and you can be prepared for what's happening. I'm just checking in to see if there's anything else, but Spirit said no. Okay, well, sorry. I wish I had better news. It's not all completely bad, but hopefully things are going to start to improve and get better. Okay, thank you so much for watching.